This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. Let's get into a little bit of the market close in terms of the day. I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about NVDA. We're going to talk about Tesla. We're going to talk about Bitcoin targets in play. We'll discuss about some potential squeezes ongoing as related to Tesla, as related to NVIDIA, some major levels and hurdles to beat. NVIDIA doing pretty well, and Bitcoin, of course, we will talk about Bitcoin. And let me reload the charts here. We've got 8 wide in terms of the information you will receive. Remember, this is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, non-financial advice. You know this, irrespective. Equities, guys, in terms of securities, non-securities. We'll talk about the details and how we best perform with the market. That's it. That's all we want to talk about. You tell us how you best perform with the market. We'll trade some notes. How about that? We'll trade. We'll see who's doing better. We look forward to it. In terms of that, we're all wishing you the best here in 2023 as we roll into the fourth quarter. Look at Tesla now. We discuss the specific tactic all the time. You know this all the time. We're talking about contact with what? 20 moving average. Did you engage on a trade on that 20 moving average on the 4-hourly time frame? If you did, you made some money. Congratulations. Even amidst this move to the downside after a completion up and over, nice double hit into the specific top side band. The 20 moving average on the 4-hourly time frame, pay attention to it. The 4-hourly time frame is a big time frame to pay attention to. Looking at the 6-hourly as well, has engaged. We have lost some control in the market in terms of the bulls versus the bears. Looking at the daily 20 moving average playing just above that 20, and that's going to be the key level to reinforce as we look at the bulls trying to complete a really potentially important move. Call it a bull flag up and over. We'll be watching this next week. It's something you can't afford to turn a blind eye towards. I think we all agree. You cannot afford to turn a blind eye towards it. Let me just let everybody know we are streaming. I normally stream the close and try to identify anything that is, as a matter of fact, is something we cannot keep our hands off. Technically, we have to pay attention. Is there anything that just screams that we've got to be a part of it in terms of a trade for the upcoming day that we might just want to park in overnight? Technically speaking, hypothetically speaking, right? We're going to review in terms of NVIDIA. Bottom side, flat bottom, ascending line of resistance. This is a nice ride thus far, without a doubt. Very nice ride. Way to go. In terms of the contact to the top side, what'd you hit? Our specific golden short line. Engaged today for a 1.24% move. That's some money. That is some money. That's nicely done. In terms of that move, it's nice to see that daily line engage after what engaged? After that weekly green buy line engaged at the bottom, literally the bottom. Great place to get some exposure in terms of that lower, guys, green buy line on the weekly has done very well. We're pushing up and over a short line here on the weekly. That daily acted as the save, and it's going to be the question to the extent that we are up and over the specific cap line feature, and we have rebounded off the 20 moving average on the weekly. Can we hit into the specific top band? Now, that's been a difficult level to recomplete after the specific RSI, stochastic, and MACD has gone bearish. Just nice to know we caught the bottom. Boom. Nicely done. Nice to see the specific golden short come into play on the daily. Those are good trades, guys. Very good trades. What did we hit yesterday? Just to recap, what we hit into yesterday was a perfect hit on the capital control line. Bam. That's not every day you see that kind of good move. 3.48% to the upside. Nicely done if you hit that target. Congratulations. Now, one of the concerning factors in terms of whether or not we would look to the upside for additional targets, sure. Looking at the low to the high in terms of the 38.2 we've engaged, that was struck exactly. If you had these targets and you shorted at the 38.2 from this specific chart, if you just said, I'm going to screenshot it and do it, you made some money. Congratulations. That hit in along the specific golden short line was right in par with that 38.2. Looking for that 481.97 would be the maximum probability in terms of the move to the upside. $481.97. Just a max probability. Back test it. Look at the last 40 years of market data. You tell me whether or not you agree. If you disagree, you let me know why. Say, London, you know, I understand you've really incorporated the last 40 years of market probabilities, but I have to disagree with you. I think based upon the last 40 plus years of market data that we're not really supposed to be heading for maximum probability of $481.97. Okay, if you justify it on a specific, tell you if you justify your conclusion versus mine on a specific differentiation on a line to a candle wick interpretation and more maximized targets that I have for being on such or not, then I will say, way to roll, way to analyze your specific, targets. Nice job, way to go. Hats off, right? So there's some little bit of flexibility in terms of the maximum probability, in terms of maybe that 4 hourly is going to have a bit of an abridged level, but not much in terms of targeting formation. The daily, a little bit of an abridged upside target, but not much. So I really will go ahead and say that $481.97. Maximum probability. Bottom line, can it surprise? Of course. Taking a look at the up and over, the specific rising wedge feature, reason for the pullback. You see this rising wedge and a touchback at preceding level of resistance. Any preceding level of resistance, orders are parked in that zone, coinciding with that hourly specific 20 moving average. It's a go-to zone, preceding level of resistance to flip as support. Nice to see orders were parked at that level, and you got the 1.63% in terms of that. New York is about to shut down for the day. Let's take a quick look at momentum. Where are we at? In terms of the specifics, we got an issue with momentum on V. It looks like the 4 hourly has got an issue. We've just got a divergence that won't quit. Right? New York is shut down, and it's worth noting the divergence in terms of the dropping momentum on the 4 hourly. It has got to have hurt if you did not give a little bit of credit for NVIDIA and a little bit of potential for NVIDIA too, as we look at Sydney opening up. Hey, Sydney, nice to see you. Land down under. Hope you're doing well. Sydney is now open. Australia market's open, the ASX. In terms of the specifics here to the upside, I'll tell you, you can stay guarded in the market, and you'll just know if you've traded bull markets before, at some point, while you're bearish in terms of a move, at some point you need to discuss the possibility for a completion up at least to your 23.6, at least to your 38.2, and to discuss the max probability on any pattern, guys, with a bullish leader as NVIDIA to that 50 percentile, that $481.97. That's the key target focal. With that said, we have levels engaging below, without a doubt. We have additional preceding levels of resistance that could flip to support. And this is going to be a push on in through tomorrow. You know that. Struggling, creating that divergence on the 4 hourly and some other time frames, continuing to just push up is NVIDIA. So nice to explore the fact in your own trading that at some point the bulls are just going to find a way up with price. Okay, to the extent that you see some divergences, you know that there's some trades being taken off the shelf on some bears who probably scheduled in relatively heavily. The kind of the go-to facet here was a flip of the resistance to support. Let it ride, see what she's got, right, in terms of that. In addition, that lower entry, the weekly, you guys got the weekly green byline. Was it as low as we could possibly get? No, by a percent and a half. We would have liked to have gotten back to a preceding lateral low, but hey, we know level of engagement is a green byline. It's a green buy line, B-U-Y, buy it line, okay? That's the instruction on the green buy line on the weekly. So we can say, nah, I don't want to do it. You had to choose not to do it. You can. If you want more value, well, you got a little bit too conservative, right? No problem. Looking at the 15-minute, this is in play. We've been keeping an eye on the 15-minute without a doubt. Taking a look at that 20 moving average and engaged. Nicely done after a cross under and a hit to the downside. We will note that with a sweet pass under. What happens on a pass under the 20 moving average? You got it right. Who engages? Bears love this move. Bam. Right after the cross under, the line sets underneath, and you don't even see it on the line chart, but flips up to the 20 moving average, and boom, straight to the downside. We engaged on the green buy line on the 15-minute, and we guys just really nailed that bottom side target. Nice to see. Bollinger Band is not the only tactic that we use, but it's one amongst many that are mentioned in the New York Institute of Finance materials, which we appreciate the access to them, without a doubt. You can have it too. You guys go after those materials. So looking at just the flow, guys, nice to be up and over some some key critical levels of infrastructure that we looked at yesterday, including the specific, particularly including the specific. We'll just say that capital control line. So closing up above that capital control line, pushing a bit below it today. It did re-engage, but that was your moneymaker right there. That specific level hit. When I see a level of precision like there, if you don't appreciate this as a level, when you see a precise hit, I'm gonna cover this real quickly. I want this to sink in like a ton of bricks, guys. When you see this on the screen, when you see it, if I can get it, there we go. When you see the specific on the screen, and I mean it, when you see this, this needs to translate into money. I'm telling you, when you see this on the screen, if you appreciate the technical and you can see the contact and you can see, well, it's a precise hit, if you're missing the amount of money that can be generated potentially through a move like that, then you're missing the whole point as to why I'm bringing that up, period. Why I'm pointing out on the specific precision laser guided perfect entry. If you're seeing that and it's not registering, you're missing the whole point as to why I'm bringing it up. That needs to translate into a big potential for a money-making move. Not just a couple bucks, a big potential for some money-making moves. Big time. Work on your strategy. You guys let me know how your strategies and tactics are developing in line with your overall, guys, trade game. I just want to state that for the record. When I'm talking about precision hits, it's not just to talk about, wow, look at the technicals. Ooh, look at this technical. Hey, let's talk about TA. I am making a direct translation in terms of the need to assess your own tactics, in terms of your risk exposure, without a doubt. Do your own killer TA research and trade prep, period. NFA, digging into this specific move here on NVIDIA, this type of move, in retrospect, you'll say, okay, yes, I see how that could have been a big money move. When I bring them up and we talk about a target, understand that translates to me and should translate to you as a big money move, as a big trade, as a nice move. That's the bottom line. So as we look at those, just be prepared that when we talk about precision, when we talk about potentially, and what's my favorite? My favorite, let's talk about Bitcoin. This is why we do the whole show, guys. What's up with the whiteout? The whiteout, huh? Looking at the specifics here. This is just, what would that be? That would be trading view, I suppose. But anyway, I've seen stranger things, not sure when. Looking at the descending level of resistance, flat bottom support on Bitcoin. And we'll look at equities. What's our purpose in looking at equities? Huh? If you trade, you throw at the market, you do what you choose to do. That's good. That's good. I want to be around seasoned, developed, guys, capable traders. It's bottom line. I love, that's some of my favorite people to hang out with. To the extent that we can bring over the correlatives and schedule them into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the hoss in terms of volatility many times. Sometimes she stagnates. When she stagnates, what do? We play a lot of attention into equities because they're moving on the open. They're moving sometimes on the close. We can work on those quick entries, quick exits, and it is part of the development routine as we would continue to proceed in maximizing, our advantage in the market, to include alpha, capturing that percentage by which we beat the market, right? That's what alpha is. Now, in terms of the details, let's go through one specific issue. Let's look at one specific issue, and let me talk through one. Can I get a signal? Can I get a signal, please? We're taking away the charts, all white out. Now the signal for, well, I don't have my chats. My signal's not up. There we go. Okay, we're good. In terms of, and there's Venus. Hey, Venus, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Venus. Let me go ahead and just shout out in the chat. I wish I could put some gifts in there. That would be super cool. Bam. That's for Venus. Power up. Power up, Venus. Hope all is well. And yeah, who knows what's working with the connection or otherwise. In terms of the details, Bitcoin is where? Bitcoin is what? It is right now demonstrating a maximum probability move. True or false? You got it. Between the specific amplitude on pivot 1 and 2 up to 3. We measure the mid-level pivot from that 1 and the 2 up to the mid-level between 1 and 3. Bam, bam. We bring that down in terms of the specific its target to the downside, maximum completion. It's beautiful to see this. It's why we focus on, and it's part of the reason why we focus on Bitcoin, which is not a security, which doesn't have the headaches of having to couch everything you say, et cetera. But we have to pick up on the pattern framework, the opportunities that may exist. If you go out and buy a Tesla for $60,000, $70,000, if I'm looking at a chart, I mean, what kind of friend am I? I'm just curious. What kind of friend would I be if I've grown up with a New York Institute of Finance book in my hand, and I'm literally looking at a bull flag on Tesla? I mean, what kind of friend would I be, huh? You go out, you buy a Tesla for $70,000, $80,000, the top of the line, nice plaid, you spend $100 grand, right? You do that in Tesla, and I'm sitting there, I'm just looking in the book, and I happen to look at a chart, and I'm like, man, wow, that could probably pay for your car, I mean, what kind of friend would I be, I could sit there and hogwash about it being a security or not, or, well, you really need to focus on things that aren't a security. I mean, I could do all that, but what kind of friend would I be? I wouldn't be too good of a friend, would I? If I'm just staring at something while you're going to drop $100,000 on a Tesla, and I'm looking at the chart, and I'm like, wow, that could buy you another Tesla. And if you don't know about it, I'm just not going to be a very good friend. So, in all hope and effort of being in line with the decorum of just at least being collegial. I always say it's not financial advice; it's collegial advice. Go get yourself, go pay off your Tesla. Go, pay off a brand new one if you want to. So that happened this year. That was a nice move on Tesla, clearly. So we like the volatility. We're attracted to. We can't stay away from anything that has a reasonably well-guided and reinforced foundation upon which volatility can rattle the cages. It's what we want to do, right? That's what we're attracted to. Try and keep us away from them. It's just difficult, It really is. So in terms of that, guys, the specifics here, the important part is the 50%. 50%, 5-0. Bam, bam, bam. We have the full completion to the downside. Now, traders are parked in this, and you know the deficiency that exists in the market in the form of my target to the downside, $25,916. Well, I might as well just hammer into my shorts here, right? You're going to get through this. You're going to realize, okay, if we have a bearish pattern here, great. We continue to the downside, but you better watch it. You're at your maximum probability move. You know how much money is lost in the market through people just being absolutely convinced that they're going to move the full percentage of a 100% amplitude move from the top side to the downside. I mean, that's privy information. You have to admit that is some privy information that, guys, the majority, the bulk of the time, you're going to go to this 50%. So many people lose, guys, money. We hear about it. We see it outside of our group on just not respecting maximum probabilities as they would really come down the line and be relevant. So we're watching this move. You have some lines and some charts in the back. Perfect. Hit into the 50, double hit, preceding lateral move. Nice. If you picked up on the 50, let's take a look. 1.5%, nice move, nice rebound. And yes, a flat bottom has been instituted. The whole question in terms of a double bottom versus in terms of reversal, a double bottom, and what are we going to start that discussion with? You want to go up? Great. Do you have any targets to the upside? What patterns are you in? Okay, do you have any targets to the upside? That's the number one thing that we want to look at. Do you have any targets to the upside? What lines need to be broken and reinforced to head to the upside, right? As you're looking at the features of directionally wanting to go somewhere, that's your target. I want to go up. Great. You want to go up? You want to go down? Great. Instill it within yourself. Okay, great. That's your target, up or down. Now you want now you want a pattern rather to get you to your target. 1, you need a target. 2, you need a pattern to get you to your target. You got it. So that's the way to, guys, that's the way to appropriately, is the best way. We know and have seen how to approach the market. So we'll dig to that in the back, but it's nice to see the conformance. And again, we heard about this, what was it, right up in this zone. So I'm not too awful concerned about pointing you in a direction after you've made 5.5%. It's good. South of the 200 weekly moving average is good money, guys. It's a good trade. Hopefully it's good money, all right? But it's a good trade. We know that. So with a lot of micro features along the way, you got that. So let's take a look at the 30-minute. Let's take a look at the 15. Where's the 30? How'd the 30 pop up on there in the 4-hourly? Hold on 1 second. We got to fix these charts, huh? 15-minute needs to be here. The we got the 5-minute here. I'm going to put the 15-minute here. I'm going to put the hourly there, the 4-hourly down here. I'm going to put that 8-hourly. I'm going to put the daily and then the weekly. There we go. I like the monthly as well. So the monthly and the 30-minute are competitors. Need to get back on that screen. And the 3-minute, I'll put it up here on the left. So I have the 3-minute, the 5-minute, the 15-minute. There we go. And then the hourly. Okay, I hide the 30-minute because sometimes she can be a little rough. The 4-hourly. That 8-hourly, I take off of my equities. I replace it with a 6-hourly. The particular daily I look at, and always between the weekly and the monthly, I'm going to want both of them up on a screen, right? So in terms of that, nice to see the move overall. Recap on Bitcoin in terms of the reinforced hit along that 200 weekly. That was the level to focus on thus far. So congratulations this week. We have played that perfectly. Right on. So in terms of the daily function, we are free and clear up through, and I'll just say it's nice to see that golden short engage, right? We did clear also into specifically the gap fill. That is over and done with. Boom. Nicely done, guys. Nice action on NVDA. We can't complain, can we? Not really. Not at all. We've got the level of interest above. I'm just going to say on the weekly, topside band. It's a level of interest right now. It's a standard deviation. You can think about it as a band. You can use ATR as well, average true range. You can go through some other dynamics. It's just most people are semi-familiar with Bollinger Band. And I'll tell you, not everybody likes them. I don't mind that not everybody likes them. That's fine. I would prefer not to just absolutely get involved with some really sensational idea just to create massive amounts of wealth for massive amounts of people. How do I know who they are? I'm just curious, guys. How do I know who the people are who are going to sit here or there, or figure out how to really just rake in the cash in the markets? We're going to create just champions out of people. We've been through this progression this year in terms of what do we want to build, and it's not that I want to be exclusive in a regard, but I want to respect the process and the people in the process of us building a framework and a tactical framework for just not the right people, but again, what kind of friend would I be? I'm sitting and looking at a bull flag, and you just bought a Tesla for 100 grand. It's like, hey, check this out. Check this out. This is a good pattern. This one right here, this is going to take care of the Tesla for you. Take care of the Tesla with the Tesla. That's a good thing. That's a good friend. I like good friends. It's nice to be around good people, good friends. That's kind of the whole idea. Enjoy the market. Enjoy your returns from the market, right? So, and typically in mass distribution, it's just, we've cut it both ways in terms of our teeth on such, but it's just massively distributed. The increase in terms of the breadth of the distribution of the idea typically has a negative compounding effect into the success thereof. So you start to get into questions which we can get into, and they're not worth discussion here and after. I'll just say that they're not worth discussion here and after. Okay, but they're considerations as you would allow me to frame those issues. Looking at the squeeze on the 6 hourly, we're going to note this. Okay, nice squeeze here. You see the rising wedge. It just is what it is as it continues to push up. We just have a reinforcement level, and the good thing is we're seeing preceding resistance on NVDA flip to support. So we're really seeing the next key level is going to be tomorrow, the specific hourly. Let's get the open tomorrow. Let's see what we got in terms of additional trade ops, meaning opportunities, just shorthand, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, Tesla. You're going to hold this 6 hourly. First of all, you're going to hold the 6 hourly. Tesla, you're going to hold the daily cap line and the daily 20 moving average. Be prepared tomorrow. Put a little note here. Put a little specific line for an alert potentially along the 20 moving average and the specific cap line. We got to drop into. There's probably going to be some interest, I imagine, at these levels on the daily. We're moving down in 20 moving average. Let's see if that can pull up just a touch. Have to really measure and weigh. We've been over that daily for a moment. It's going to be over the last 20 specific bar plots here. So we have a projection that we can get into in terms of that tomorrow. But I'll just say, keep an eye on the daily cap line and the 20 moving average tomorrow as we open up. I'm going to grab some lunch. Okay, another squeeze just as we look at the weekly here. Looking at that, we are just in between the cap line and the specific 20 moving average on that weekly. So really, we've got a squeeze, don't we, on a couple things. We've got a squeeze on NVIDIA. Let's take a look at the NVIDIA chart. Yeah, we have a bit of a squeeze in terms of cap line and that top band. That top band and on the 4 hourly as well. We're just seeing that squeeze, and the cap line reinforces the position for the bulls to hold. So that squeeze in terms of NVIDIA we're seeing, and in terms of Tesla, we're also seeing a little bit of a different type of lateral squeeze event. Yay. All right, that's good. We may get some action. When's the last time you caught a good short? It's not easy when everything's going up. It was okay. You could have, right? It was okay. It was possible. It was possible on Tesla. I mean, you have to say it was possible here just to catch a good short. I'm telling you guys, in terms of that cap line turning red on the weekly, a 22% move. Yikes, right? Forget about this. Get underneath that cap line, let it turn red, and boom, 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 boom. That was an impressive move. 22% is not bad. If you choose to long, if you choose to short, guys, choose to do what you're comfortable doing and how you enjoy the market, but focus on enhancing your trade game. I mean that. Focus on it to where you can enjoy the market more and you can enjoy your returns from the market. We'll get in the back. We'll go through some additional targets to the upside, targets to the downside, some obstructions, some hurdles, etc. It's a pleasure to be with you today. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader, going through the information quickly so I can go grab some lunch. Just hit the gym, the iron. I will talk with you guys soon. Take care. Great to be with you, and let's finish out this week strong. CPI, not much of a challenge today, huh? A little bit soft on that dynamic we were so Guys, ready, willing, and able to trade earlier this year, and it has quieted down as a trading dynamic, so that's fine. We have to find a new source. I wonder what that source is. You guys let me know if you have any ideas. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.